Woke up this morning and got myself a gun. Tell me now. Right. That is Sopranos Season 6 episode rankings. By God, this is the longest episode rankings we've ever had to do for a specific season. Just due to the simple fact of this show and this season had 21 episodes. It's a lot. So without further ado, let's begin in 21st place. And what we have got in 21st place, my friends, of course, is Kennedy and Heidi, or is it Heidi and Kennedy? Can't remember which way about it. This is the episode Chris died. I didn't like the death, right? And yeah, it got a 4.5 out of 10 from us. Again, here, some seasons and TV shows get way worse than this. We have to be, we have to be honest. So again, The Walking Dead, I did earlier on today. The worst episode of that was a 1 out of 10 from us. So here, maybe The Sopranos should be counting its lucky stars that it's doing that good. Up next, we've got episode 10, Mo and Joe. Essentially, what this is, folks, is Tony figures out some money issues. He gets the house for Johnny Sack, and Janice cries, and at the end he gets to the house. Not really an awful lot going on. But jointly, I guess you could say 19th spot is episode 9, The Ride. This got a 5 out of 10 as well from us. So, yeah, Chris breaks his sobriety. They toast his marriage with the wine. This is another example of how he just loses it, and he goes back on heroin. The ride breaks down. Janice fakes a neck injury, and so Bobby can get money for Polly. Polly has cancer potentially, and he gets closer with his mum, well, his auntie, I guess you could say. Again, crap, wasn't it? 18th spot. That brings us to episode 12, which was Kaisha. Again, this was a wee bit shite to me because this was the mid-season finale, and it didn't really do an awful lot for me personally. The episode just was very flat, not happening. Tony essentially gets Carmela Speckhouse deal backing up. Benny blows up Phil's wire room. I mean, did that do anything for you guys? I mean, it didn't really do anything for me, but this got us a 5.5 out of 10. Up next, though, from 17th spot all the way down to 13th spot, it is 5 episodes with 6 out of 10 ratings. Is it? Wait, it is. It's 5 episodes. So we've got episode 2, episode 13, episode 15, episode 4, and episode 11. So let's just talk about episode 11. That was Cold Stones. Basically, Carmela goes to Paris, Fetal gets killed, Phil comes out the closet, which I always think um, is hilarious, to be brutally honest. I think it's just a fantastic wee scene that. Episode 13 is Soprano Home Movies. Again, a lot of emphasis on that. Phil's back from his recovery, damn it. We've got Bobby as well. That scene where he gives Tony the gun. You probably don't even hear it when it happens, don't you? Which is a good line. The whole movie as well. I mean, well, movies are getting made as well at this point, but that would be up next in episode 14. Yeah, and then episode 15, which I believe was called Remember When. Remember When is the lowest form of conversation. Then you've got episode 2, which was Tony's like fever. Well, not fever dream, that was back in the day. This was when he was shot dream. Sepsis dream, you could call it. And then, of course, you've also got, I think that's it. Is that it for the 6 out of 10s? Yeah, episode 4 as well, which was the fleshy part of the thigh. Bobby shoots the black rapper in the fleshy part of the thigh. And that is all that wrapped up. Episode 14, though, which was stage 5, Johnny Sack dies. And this was Cleaver getting premiered. But there was also 5 episodes in this season with a whopping 7 out of 10 rating. So again, absolutely insane. Episode 11 was the last 6 out of 10 rating, but 12 all the way down to 8th spot consisted of 7 out of 10s. Episode 19, I believe it was called The Second Coming. Episode 16, which was called Chasing It, which I thought was a good episode. Episode 14, like I said, stage 5, episode 8, which consisted of Johnny Cakes, but you know, no, 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 which is kind of funny, man. Johnny Cakes, man, going on a wild ride. And we also gave the series finale a 7 out of 10, made in America. But all episodes that were decent. But I think with the series finale, you would expect a wee bit more. Nah? You would, wouldn't you? You would absolutely expect a wee bit more, but it is what it is in that regard. But yeah, a lot of 7 out of 10s as well in there. Moving in though to 7 spot, the only 7.5 out of 10 luxury lounge. You've got Artie. This is essentially Artie against Benny this episode, and I thought from a comedic standpoint this was brilliant. To be honest, you also had Chris and Little Carmine being in LA, meeting actors like Ben Kingsley, Lauren Bacall, and getting women like that. It was some good shit, pal, wasn't it? Some very, very good shit. But now, from 6th all the way to 2nd, every episode was an 8 out of 10. Alright? An 8 out of 10. Holy shit, pal. How crazy is that? So, episode 1, members only, 8 out of 10. Episode 3, Mayhem, was an 8 out of 10. Episode 17, Walk Like a Man, 8 out of 10. Episode 5, which was Mr. and Mrs. John Saccaroni Request. I liked that episode because it was like all the big hitters in one place due to the wedding. And then episode 20, The Blue Comet, with an 8 out of 10. Episodes that do feel massive in terms of what happens in the season. You know, they're detrimental. You have to watch them. You have to get them watched. But there's only one episode with a 9 out of 10, and it takes top spot. And it was called Live Free or Die. Or Live Free or Die. Got a 7.94 million rating overall. Now, of course, this episode basically features around the crew finding out about Fetal, which is absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic, right? I just think, honestly, I'll stand by this, guys. I think the Fetal arc in The Sopranos is the best arc in the show. Honestly, I just think it is. It just is for me. And is that a problem with The Sopranos? Potentially. But is this a problem with The Sopranos season 6? The final total here is 141.5 out of 10. Give us 2 seconds. Yeah, so the average of The Sopranos works out at 6.74 out of 10. I mean, a decent rating, but I say decent. You would expect much more from a show that's acclaimed as The Sopranos. You really, really would, folks. But my second time rewatching it, is the show better on second rewatch? Slightly. I think I think you get the memes more, you get the jokes and banter a wee bit more than you would have the first time. You naturally just pick up stuff, but I think for the most part, I think the show is massively overrated, and I think if I went into the show without the hype, I would maybe appreciate it more. But yeah, can't do it all the time, can't you not? But sometimes probably don't even hear it when it